that bad network quality. Thank you. So coal, we can see over here. Now all those things I had already taught in the previous class, so it's there in the previous recording. We'll start from here today. So you can see where is coal used. It's used for cooking. Okay. It's used for generating electricity in thermal power plants. It's also used for, earlier it was also used in transport. You had coal engines. Okay. So those engines were like very fearful, large engines which used to uh, blow. There was a very loud whistle, and I used to get scared when I was very small. I used to get scared with that. At that time, ours is a generation, we have seen those engines used to run. Okay, but now totally those engines are gone. They have become vintage uh, products which are kept in vintage items which are kept in museums, rail museums, right? So coal is there. Then you have petroleum, which is again used for various purposes to run motor vehicles, furnaces, powerhouses, and all. And day by day, their prices are also getting increased. Then you have LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. So from that, when that petroleum is extracted, it is refined and it is processed. From there, we can, this is not natural gas. This is petroleum gas which is extracted from petrol. Okay. And this also it is known as gasoline. Sorry, gasoline is petrol. This LPG is different. And this is a gas which is extracted from that petroleum only, right? And it is used for cooking also, and it is also used for transport, as you can see. So this is what CNG, it's a CNG cylinder, you can see. But even in Bhopal, you might have seen many of these van drivers, they use LPG cylinders. You might have seen, you when you were young, or even now when you come to school, you might have seen it. They have it under the seat. That's not a very safe option actually. If sometimes something happens because of some pressure and all, it might burst and cause a serious accident also. Then you have natural gas. So just above the petroleum reserves, okay, natural gas occurs in nature. Okay, so above oil in oil wells. It is also, it is compressed in the form of CNG and used in vehicles. And you can see some green leaves over here. So it doesn't emit green leaves. Actually, it is pollution free. It doesn't cause much air pollution. Then you have nuclear power plants. So nuclear power plants are totally dependent on the availability of radioactive elements on this planet, right? So we have uranium-235, which is used as the main fuel in such power plants, which is used to generate electricity. Okay, but if it can be harmful in case of an accident, if it is left exposed to the environment, it can cause an uncontrolled reaction, which exactly happens in nuclear bombs. Okay, so it destroys vast land masses. So that, and also nuclear these elements are radioactive elements. If you are exposed to these elements, let me tell you one thing, if you are exposed to any radioactive element, you can die in 1 hour because of radiation poisoning. It causes serious damages to your cells, and not only cells, it also changes the DNA. It causes mutations in the DNA, right? Then you have minerals, gold, bauxite, mica, iron ore. Okay, so you can see over here, gold is extracted, then bauxite is used for extracting aluminium. Am I correct in this? Okay, then iron ore, you get iron from there, right? Mining these causes damages to earth. These are buried deep in caves, underground caves, and there are mines which are underground mines which are dug into the earth to dig out or to extract these elements. And what is happening is, the more you are digging in, you are creating a hollow area. Anytime there could be a serious accident, and people die in large numbers every year in the process of extracting things from there. Some renewable resources. how can we protect our environment? By switching to renewable resources. Water, 2.5% fresh water is available on the planet. So you can get energy from rivers in the form of uh, that water can be tamed by dams, and it can be made to fall. You can see over here dams, and water falls from a great height on turbines, and these turbines, they generate electricity. Same way with tidal energy, also in the seas and oceans, you can also use the energy from tides, high tide and low tide, and that also can be used for generating electricity. Sun, you already know solar energy is highly used everywhere. What is this device which you see over here? Can anyone tell me this device?
Ma'am, solar.
Solar water heater. This is a solar water heater. Normally, you might have seen this installed on the terrace or top of, on the roof of hostels, large institutions, hotels. Okay, that is used exactly for saving on their energy costs and providing hot water to people. Solar cooker. I have,
It is
yes,
in our school
it's
also.
in our school also. Our school is also using, and not only that, our school also has solar panels installed at in the roof that saves on your electricity bills also.
Ma'am,
Okay, yes.
ma'am, that CM also launched a 100 square kilometer solar panels.
Yes, that is for generating electricity, because day by day, you know that our coal reserves are coming to an end. Okay, they are moving towards exhaustion, and because of which electricity which is generated, that is very costly, right? Hence, to cut down the costs, these solar projects are created. They have been started by the governments just to cut down all the electricity, provide cheap electricity to people. Okay, if you want, there are certain firms which can provide you a whole coverage of your roof. You can pay them some money. It's a one time investment. Once you have to invest some amount of money, some considerable amount of money, and then once you have installed it, you can save your electricity bills for many years to come, right? Then solar street lamps, they also have a solar panel. So during the day, these solar panels, they absorb the heat, they absorb the light, and they create a reserve. They get charged, and what happens at night, these lamps, they glow. Now students, one more thing I would like to tell you, solar energy is also a main source of energy for your space probes. You might have seen that our space probes, satellites, and not rockets, space probes, okay, which are as well as satellites which roam about in space, the vacuum of space, they also get their energy from sun if they are towards the earth, right? Please mute your mic, students. Okay, don't unmute like that. So they also have solar panels which enable them to get their energy from the sun. Arnav, Arnav Sonwane, please mute your mic.
Ma'am, continuous noise is coming. Ma'am, I
Yes,
can't hear.
I know. That's why I'm trying to tell them. All those who are unmuting themselves, now I'm going to set an option here where I will be muting everyone. I'm not doing that because some students have genuine queries. Please don't unmute without my permission, okay? And you also have these solar calculators. You might have used them a lot. Okay, this is a small solar panel which is there. The small solar panel, if it is just exposed for a few minutes in the sun, it starts working. So solar energy has a lot of uses, but the thing is you have to invest. One time investment is a bit costly. You have to invest in, again somebody is, who is it now? Now I'm going to remove the person. I know who is doing this, and I'm going to remove that person from the meeting now. You are not only disturbing me, you are disturbing the others also. Leave the meeting if you are not interested. Next is wind farms. Large wind farms, and here you can see these are known as wind turbines. These wind turbines, they look very small, like small paper wheels, okay, or paper windmills. But actually they are huge. They are spread on a large area of land, and they require a large, vast stretches of land, and they are huge equipments, okay, and they are used to generate electricity. The electricity generation equipment is right over here in this small fat part of this windmill, okay. And it is also used in some countries, it is also used for pumping out water from underground wells. And in some European countries, you can see this windmill, it is also used for grinding wheat, okay, and extracting flour, right, used for grinding grain, pumping water, and also for generating electricity. Next is biomass, that is biogas. You might have heard about this. All the animal waste, plant waste, right? Even our human excreta, which is being collected every day. So that all, if it is properly disposed of at a location in a biogas plant, a lot of energy requirements can be fulfilled. Okay. There is a place in Bhopal, Khajuri Kala. That area has a biogas plant, and they supply biogas to household. Okay, and you can see this in this image. You can just see that this is the biogas connection which is coming from that biogas plant, and people can cook food on this without having to depend upon LPG, right? Then soil. Soil is also a very important resource, right? Nutrients in soil helps plants to grow. It provides shelter to all the animals who live inside the soil, like rabbits, okay, moles and all. And it gets damaged due to harmful chemicals and deforestation. Okay. Pollution, land pollution, construction, cutting of trees. Land pollution and construction, because of that, a lot of concrete settles on the ground. And concrete is such a thing that it leads the area to, it renders the area useless. It renders the soil useless. Okay. So this is what happens. And also because of too much of garbage which is thrown, that is in the form of polythenes and plastic items, that also removes the fertility of the soil, okay, and renders the soil completely infertile, right? So forests, what are forests? They preserve ecology, they provide us clean air, they attract rain clouds. We get a lot of valuable things from the forests. We come to second session now. I haven't created any slides for this, but I will explain it to you. Relationship between society and environment. Now this is the most important thing. Okay. Relationship between society and environment. Students, we have to move along with society also, and we have to take care of our environment also. Can you people tell me, suggest some ways in which you can make people aware about environmental protection? What can you do at your level? Just raise your hands, those who want to answer. How you can make people aware, how you can make people take care of the environment? आप अपने लेवल पे ऐसा क्या कर सकते हो? यस, तन्मय रिचारिया 9th D. यस
ma'am, we says to clean your house, and the garbage which you collect, you give to the garbage vehicle which come to our house. And we says that no, do not cut the forest, and don't misuse the water in washing the clothes near rivers, ponds, and lakes, and says that don't bath on that places.
Yes, very good. Most of the points which I have used in my PPT, he has just described that. What you can do is you can make people aware in your own way. That is, you can just tell them if you see someone wasting electricity in your school itself, you can do it. If you see some lights and fans are on, you can just, even if it's not your class, you can at least go on a round and switch it off. You can do that much. Okay, at your home also, when you are not sitting in a room, make sure all the lights and fans are off. That way you can save a lot of energy. If someone tries to cut down a tree in your locality, you can just try to raise your voice against that. Okay, because that tree has taken millions of years to grow so big. And how can that person cut down a tree so easily? Plant more trees, form a garden, form a terrace garden, plant more trees, as many as you can, right? Stop wastage of water. So all these things you can do in your own little ways. Yes, Aryan Verma, ninth B.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What would you
Ma'am,
like
I
to?
can. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I will use solar energy.
Okay, very good. And you'll also
And those.
inspire
Yes.
others to use that. Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
What will happen is
And
there
ma'am,
are certain firms, I'll just explain, just give me a moment. There are certain firms which provide you these solar cookers. So if many families together they purchase them, you may even get, you all might even get a discount. So you may not just use it yourself, but you can also inspire others also to use it by telling them the benefits of solar. And trust me, the food which is cooked in solar cookers is way tastier than the food which you cook on your LPG gas. I have a personal experience of this. When I was little, my mother we used to have a solar cooker, and most of our food used to get cooked on the solar cooker. You can even bake a cake on it. Okay, so it is used for all those baking purposes also. So it is something which is very good. Yes, what else?
ma'am, you have said now that.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
you
yes,
have
say
said now
continue.
that grow the trees.
Mm-hmm.
But ma'am, in my society,
Mm-hmm.
there is one family
Mm-hmm.
which has trees, but they are growing the trees for decoration for their home. When they are cutting the trees, I have said, man, you don't cut it, but they said that it is our home. We had grown the tree. It is us. It is for us.
Okay. 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 Just a second. Okay, students, I'll be just muting for one moment. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Just wait. Okay. Sorry for the interruption, students. Yes. So see, you cannot always tell. I mean, like you cannot always uh, convince people, but at least you can try to. Because if you raised your voice, that is enough, more than enough. That you at least raised your voice against that. Otherwise, there are many ignorant people in our society. We cannot Many people they understand, and many people they are stubborn, they don't understand. So anyways, you did a great job, very good. Yes, Rakshit Srivastav, what do you suggest?
Ma'am, I think I can spread a message through an video.
Yes,
And
very good. You are very good animator in our class over here. So you can definitely create a nice video and you can post it on social media. Yes.
I can
Social
spread
media
a
is also,
message
yes. Hmm.
that separate the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste.
Yes. One very important thing is how many, just raise your hands. How many of you have two dustbins at home? Honestly, raise your hands. Okay. Gila kachra, sukha kachra. How many of you have that at your home? So many people are raising hands. It means wonderful. You people are really aware about your surroundings and you are really concerned about your environment. Very good. That's wonderful. You should have. Okay. And you should always try to dispose of the uh, solid or the dry waste separately and the wet waste separately. Very good. All of you, a clap from my side. Wonderful work which you people are doing. Okay. So, ecology is the combination of society, people's beliefs, cultures, activities, and customs with respect to environment to fulfill their desires and for their own development. Many of the cultures they have been centered around environment. Okay, we will be seeing that in a short while. Like human activities. Human activities are deeply affected by extremely hot or cold weather. Okay, moderate temperature is always considered as the best condition to evoke a human activity. Like in our country, I'll give you an example. If you move towards the south, people, as far as food habits are concerned, they use more of tamarind. Am I right? All the South Indians here. You use more of tamarind, you use coconut oil in your food. Yes? Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you know why tamarind is used? Because it makes the food a bit sour. It gives a slight tangy taste to your food. Okay, and that sourness it actually cools your body because as you move towards the south, those are warmer areas, warmer regions. Okay, or hot regions. They're very hot during summer. So to keep your body cool, you use more of tamarind in your food. Okay, then you move towards Rajasthan also, and that area people are more towards eating spicy food, lot of chili powder in their food. Why? Because chili powder, unbeknownst to you, chili powder it actually cools down your body. The more spicier food you eat, the more your body will be cooled down. That's a reality. Okay, so this is what your food habits, your cultures, they all are centered around the environment in which you live, right? Culture and civilization. Yes, most great civilizations in the world, they grew near the river banks. Nile in Egypt, the great Egyptian civilization. Okay, Indus Valley civilization, it grew surrounding the areas of the Indus River, which is now in Pakistan. Okay, so at that time, the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, the Indus. Have you studied about Indus Valley civilization in history books, students?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am,
ma'am.
in
You have
classes.
studied, right? Yes. So
Yes,
most,
ma'am.
yes, near Amazon, all the Inca, Aztec, Maya civilizations. Okay. So many great civilizations of the world, they were situated near the banks of the river. Why? What is the reason? Why civilization started near the river? Because river
Ma'am,
provided. So yes, yes. Tell me.
ma'am, so as to ensure regular water supply, and the human beings needed water in order to survive, and they were water was used for many other activities also, like bathing and washing and cleaning, and also to cook food, sometimes also to cook food, and water was very essential for life. So most of the civilizations were set up along the rivers or in near the rivers.
Yes, very good, Swastik. The thing is, water provides you the basic source of life, basic life force. So you need water for cooking, you need water for agriculture, you need water for washing. So most of the thing, even for all the industrial activities, also you need water. Although in those days we didn't have industries, but we did have what is known as agriculture. Okay, so because of that only, most civilizations, they grew up, they developed more on the river banks or near the rivers. Okay, and also water was considered as the best possible area for international trade between two or more. There were trades between Indus Valley civilization and Assyrian civilization, that is Babylonian civilization, that is Middle East. So through the sea route only this trade used to take place. So again, near the seas or rivers, they were considered as a very great source of trade also. So that was also one of the reasons. Then as you move towards the hilly regions, the culture totally changes. Okay, people, all their beliefs and customs, they are centered around that hilly areas. Like if you move to Himachal Pradesh, you will find Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. Okay, many of the temples, they are situated on hilltops, so you have to walk towards there, right? And also those are quite inaccessible regions, so they have limited sources. Okay, so most of the things are there. Then economic prosperity. Geographical condition of a country is deeply related with economic prosperity. I'll just wrap up this part. Sufficient natural resources are necessary for economic growth of a country. Production in a certain region depends upon the raw materials available in that region. Okay, so these things, they influence the population, they influence the economic life. How they do it, we will be studying that in the next class. Okay, so I hope you all have understood today's class, everybody. Was the class clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Especially 10th D, sorry, 9th D and 9th E students, did you understand the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I'm happy to hear that. So in the next class, we will continue. We'll see what is the condition, because your teachers, Mehak ma'am and Anjali ma'am, they have got some official work, because of which they were not able to take the class. So we'll see if maybe next week also they are busy, then message would be given to you, it would be instructed to you. And for 9th ABC, your scores were released yesterday, and in spite of me reminding you again and again to enter the correct Gmail ID, you people have entered the wrong email ID. But still, I have sent out a Microsoft Excel sheet in the group. Please check that, see your marks, okay? And if you have any doubt, please revert back to me on my personal desk, okay? So thank you, everybody. See you again in the next class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Have a
Thank you.
good day.